You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Welcome in and welcome all. We are back in an absolutely massive way. It is the Insight NFL Podcast. It's Thursday, the 28th of August, and we have got our inaugural Insight Creators Championship League drafting tonight. We've got Mav, Secko, and myself. We're all in the league. DFAB's in it, and the rest of the members are just filled with Insight royalty. We've got Matrix, Braino. We've got SuperCoach Whisperer. Definitely can't forget him. Silvertop Hurley, Flanders, and a whole heap of other guys. And can't forget Horse either. Got to shout him out before Mav beats me to the point there. But gents, I'm just bursting from the seams with excitement for this one. Just super pumped to get into this and put our NFL knowledge to the test. I'd be very surprised and upset if one of us don't take home the championship at the end of it, letting someone from a different sport come in and take the title. But Mav, how are you feeling tonight, Mav, with our inaugural Insight Creators Championship draft coming up?
Yeah, feeling good, mate. Feeling good. I was just looking at the list before, obviously, who's in it, but a lot of simpletons. A lot of simpletons in this league. I look down the list. I'm looking at Matrix. I'm looking at Braino. I'm looking at Deadly. I'm looking at Josh, Supercoach Whisperer. Just rubbing your hands together. This will be easy.
Secko, mate,
How can I forget
smiles.
Horse? How can I forget Horse?
How can you forget Horse?
I was going to say the only reason why I forgot Horse is because he's picking 11 or 10 or 11, whatever it is down the end there. But yeah, look, mate, it is the best and brightest that the Insight has. So yeah, I'd expect one of us to win, but as we all know, anyone can get lucky with a few picks here and there. So, but yeah, I expect our four teams to be pretty solid and probably look the best.
We very well should. Mav, I'll just throw it back to you, mate, before we get back into it. I feel like I cut you off a little bit early before. Apologies about that. But, mate, just too pumped up. And any final thoughts here before we start getting into some news and covering off a little bit of, a little bit of housework before we get into the meat of tonight's show?
Nah, not really, mate. I'm just looking forward to another draft. I think this will probably be my last one for the drafting season. So, look, as sad as it is to say, maybe goodbye to another draft season. We'll see if we get another one going. Maybe we get a late one going. I don't know, but this is the last draft, so it's upsetting. I love drafting; it's a favorite part of the year.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm well and truly past my limit. I had a talk with myself in the mirror before the season started, or the drafting season started rather, and I'm well and above over that limit. So yeah, just old rubber wrists. Just can't get enough of NFL fantasy drafting. But we might have if we do have some more interest for fantasy leagues, we might look at creating some up for next week but that's pending at the moment. So I'll wait and see how that goes. But if people are looking to get a fix, we do have our NFL SuperCoach. We've got a couple spots left in our $50 head-to-head league. So make sure you reach out if you want to get involved with that one. Before we go on, we've coming off a good week so far. We had another live real cash league draft on Monday night. The link is in the video description below. I'll be kind of referencing back and forth, just seeing where ADPs fall from now or from then to now. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, or Bill, as he likes to go by, will be, I think, the topic of the evening to see just about how high somebody can take him. Hopefully not too high. And anywhere, I think, inside the top 9 rounds, I think you're absolutely kidding yourself. So we'll wait and see how that one goes. But, oh, man, so pumped. So absolutely pumped for this to kick off. And, guys, we are starting the draft at 7:30. We'll have 90-second pick timers. It is a Superflex league, but I'll go into all the details of that before that kicks off. But a little bit of news. We've had a bit of action over the last couple of days that with some fantasy impact. The first one, Adam Thielen, wide receiver, traded to the Vikings from the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers received a 2026 fifth round and a 2027 fourth round. Honestly, not a bad haul for an aging, I think he's 34 years old, Adam Thielen, heading into his 35-year-old season. But Secko, with this news, Thielen gone from the Panthers. I mean, it's just opening things up for Ted McMillan in my eyes. How do you view this situation?
Yeah, massive. I had no idea there was a 2027 fourth in there. I thought it was just the fifth rounder. So that's Carolina have smashed that. Oh, sorry, I'm on mute. I just realised. I didn't realise there was a fourth rounder in there from 2027. So Carolina have definitely smashed that trade, considering he's probably only got 1.5 good years left. I was never big on the Thielen cutting into Teroa's workload much. Like I was actually a bit surprised that people were like, wow, the wheels up for Teroa. I'm like, okay, he wasn't in the way. All it does is it just gives Jalen Coker a massive leg up. Leggett a little bit. And Jatavian Sanders is probably a guy to watch because there will be a little bit more slot work available there. But in terms of the Vikings side doesn't change much for me. They needed someone desperately. They were going to sign someone regardless with Addison missing 3 weeks. So Hawkinson probably takes a slight ding. But, really, I don't think Thielen's a massive needle mover personally.
And Matt, before getting your thoughts on this situation, I will just correct myself. So Carolina, they received a 2027 fourth, but Minnesota received a 2027 fifth round pick. So just a pick swap in 2027 between a fourth and a fifth. So it makes it a bit more digestible. But Mav, this one here with Thielen to the Vikings, how are you feeling?
It was more of a nothing sort of thing in fantasy. It probably opens up the opportunity window for guys like Leggett and Coker. I think Leggett's probably, I don't know, he's a massive concern for mine, but it gives him a chance at least. So that's a positive. But outside of that, it doesn't really do much out of the Vikings end. Gives a little hometown hero a little reunion there, Minnesota again, because he played his best football. So that'd be cool. Hopefully it's a good year for him and actually can provide something. I don't know how much field time he's going to see at all, but you'd see maybe like 40% maybe.
I think he'll give JJ McCarthy a nice little bump to start the season when Addison's out. So it'll be nice to cover on and a little bit more added depth to be his safety blanket there. But I guess some of the bigger news that we also received, one that we kind of saw coming, but we weren't too sure how the details would kind of look. Wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs, Rashee Rice, has received a 6-game suspension and it will be served to start the season. So with this one here, we had an inkling that it might have been up till the end of September where he can play, where the court date was then going to take place, and then he'll be suspended from then on. But all in all, I think it makes everything a little bit cleaner for the Chiefs and also for the fantasy community with knowing that Rashee Rice, it'll be the start of the season. Mav, this Rashee Rice news for you. I believe his ADP is around the 5th round on this one as well before I get your thoughts. But how are you feeling about this news and the Chiefs offense as a whole with Rice set to miss nearly half of the fantasy regular season?
Yeah, we misses the first 6 weeks, as you said, plus they've got a week 10 bye. So they're he's playing 7, 8, 9 week off. So he's playing 3 games in the space of 10 weeks, 11 weeks, which is a bit of a concern. So if you've drafted him higher than expected or reached for him, 4th, 5th round, I suppose. I guess that's where his ADP is, but you're going to be missing him for the majority of the season or half the season at least. And that means your fantasy season could be almost either on the edge or you're sweet. Like it's a massive risk at that point. So you got to make sure you're pretty stacked. Otherwise, could be bottoms, could be losers, toilet bowl, ship bowl finals for you. So now look, not a bad thing either. I know he's healthy and good to go and whatnot, but it gives you another 6 weeks or so to sort of recover from his ACL last year. So it's not awful. So yeah, you just got to hope that you've got a deep team and he comes back in for the second half and starts dominating. Because I think he will off the bat. But yeah, Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and Kelsey get a massive bump up to start.
Yeah, I think Kelsey with this news, he can come out the gate really swinging. We like to see those older vets when it comes to the start of the year. That's when they're healthiest. Kelsey's no spring chicken. He's 35 years old, so he could really take advantage of that first six-week stint without Rashee. Secko, your kind of thoughts here on this news?
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, it's good that I think it's good that we it's happened before the seasons and before the sort of last of the drafts happen, so you know what you're getting into rather than the uncertainty. It's hard because you can't, given it's a suspension, you can't go on IR or anything like that. So if you're picking him up, like Mav said, you're getting 3 weeks out of the first 10. Yes, it's all good and well to have him firing for the playoffs, but you've got to get there first, and missing him for 7 of the first 10 weeks, you want to have some good coverage. So I think, it obviously makes Kelsey relevant again in SuperCoach for me, because I had him as 4 to 6 when I was having Kelsey in my team. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, I've got a week and a half to go, but Worthy has been a riser for me anyway, I think, with their downfield. So I think they're going to be fine without him for those 6 weeks. Just drafting him is going to be very, very hard. So I'm interested to see where he goes tonight.
Yeah, that'll be the one to watch, the Rashid Rice ADP. Yeah, like I mentioned, he's currently around the 5th round, but with this news, surely he will drop it. With it only being a week out from the season, ADP mightn't adjust probably where it needs to be. So definitely one to watch out for. But I will throw us over here onto the screen to get things ready to go before the draft. We're still missing a few green dots. Come on, Insight fellas. What are you doing? No shocker that DFAB's light isn't on, given his past performance earlier this week. But with that being said, I will recap the layout of this draft that we've got coming up. So it is a Superflex format. We've got 0.5 points per reception, so half PPR. Tight end premium, they get an extra half a point per reception. Start 9, so we've got the quarterback, the Superflex spot, of course, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and then 2 trio flex spots, whether it be wide receiver, running back, or tight end. Looking at it here, we've got Morel, our guy Money Mav at the 101. We've got DFAB at the 1.7 and Secko right behind him at the 1.8, and myself at the 1.12 turn. And I think I'm going to have a real good shot tonight because I've just absolutely pulled off a masterclass when it came to running the lottery. It was a 3-round reversal as well for this draft, and the 112, I believe, in a 3-round reversal is just absolute prime spot. And Mav's here shaking his head. He can't believe that he missed seeing the 3rd-round reversal. He saw his 101 spot and he was taking it to the bank. But yeah, little did he know. Mav, 3-round reversal, mate. Not a fan.
When you pick one, but when you got pick one, my friend, I was looking at going, all right, well, I'm going to get pick one here and then 2 good picks after that. Nope, indeed. Couldn't have happened to a better bloke. But guys, we will kick this off very, very shortly. I will just say, not only are we playing for bragging rights and a trophy within this league, but we've got some help from our new friends over at NFL Helmets Down Under. The link to their Instagram store and also their webpage is in the video description below. They are going to be help with giving us a custom mini NFL helmet for the winner of this league, and also a little teaser for our unlimited SuperCoach league. We'll also have another custom mini helmet for the total points winner over and all. So all in all, it's going to be awesome. I've already started clearing some shelf space here at home, getting ready for the trophy and also the mini helmet. So thanks heaps to the NFL Helmets Down Under team with that one there. And again, the link to their Instagram and also their webpage is in the video description below. It's 7:31. Everybody's waited enough. We will start the draft with Mav on the clock at the 101. Here we go. All right, I'm on. There's probably no real surprise with this pick. I'm going to take him right now. It's Josh Allen. He's probably the best fantasy player, as bad as I'm swallowing a bit of pride here when I say that. But yes, he is the best fantasy option on the board. So take him and run.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Mav, with that draft we had earlier this week, I took Josh Allen as well at the 101. I think in Superflex, you probably have to take either of those top 2 guys. You might be stretching the friendship, trying to get cute and pull out a skill position in that mix. But we've seen a couple of early skill position players go after Mav at the 101 with Josh Allen. Went Lamar Jackson, then Bijan Robinson, followed by Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase at the 1-4, even though it's very early, I think that is some great value. You normally don't see him slip past there. But Secko, you are coming up next at the 108. Current ADP
Yeah.
is in line with, I think, Jameer Gibbs, but he's gone. So maybe Saquon Barkley or Joe Burrow is kind of where it'll fall when it gets to you. But what are you thinking?
Very interested to see what DFAB, if he gets on in time, because I feel like he is. Oh, actually, I don't even know what he's going to do, because I thought Daniels might fall then for some. Braino's obviously too much on it, but I think we might get the full 90 seconds, given that DFAB's obviously still crooking offline. There's actually my this is 4 point per passing touchdown league, and my third quarterback isn't Jaden Daniels. So we'll see what happens here. If DFAB's don't think DFAB's listening in. if he is, he should be on. So yeah, I think I can get my guy. It won't be an auto pick. So we'll see what happens, I suppose, in 40 seconds.
Let's give
DFAB.
Let's give him some shit, Carter. Let's give him, I don't know, Bo Nix. He'll love that.
I was thinking Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. It could be a nice pull for the 107. Could be the high. I mean, he deserves it. This is horrible form, DFAB.
Let's just force draft all Broncos for him. Just do a full Broncos build and see how he goes with that.
Yeah, well, all in all, if he gets Justin Jefferson,
I think it might even just it might revert to. It should go Jefferson with the rankings there, but it might revert.
Come on.
To Burrow, I thought, because it's Superflex. So
maybe
that's good for me, because as I said, my number 3 quarterback isn't Daniels in this format. It's actually Jalen Hurts. I think he's up for a massive year passing, and he's still going to get those push goal line ones. So I'm going Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen there, the 108, massive value. Quarterback 5 off the board. Yeah, you can't go wrong. And like you mentioned, it is 4 point passing touchdown. So those rushing quarterbacks are going to get a little bit more love compared to the other guys. So Justin Jefferson at the 1-9 going after, and we've got Horse up here on the clock now. Brock Bowers, early Brock Bowers pick at the 110. That is good to see. It is tight end premium. I don't mind it. Mav, do you have anything to say on that selection by your favorite man, Horse?
Is it 0.5 PPR for 0.5? Yeah.
Next 0.5 bonus.
Yeah,
0.5 bonus. So you get one. It's like a full PPR for a tight end. It's good.
1.5 catch. Yeah, it's 1.5 for a catch. So yeah, not bad. But this is why I want a late pick. I can't believe who's still on the board.
Yeah. This is nice. Looking at a couple of options here. Very easy for me. I won't take up too much time. CeeDee Lamb at the 112. I will absolutely lock him up. I think the value is just too good, and I can see him competing up there with Jamar Chase this year. And the second guy with this league, I am playing to win, and this guy is an absolute league winner when healthy. That is Christian McCaffrey. I will take him at the 2-1, and we're back on to Whisperer for his second round pick.
Round 3 reversal. You're gonna be so stacked.
Oh yeah, Mav. When you were saying you were happy with the value that's left here on the 112 turn, on the 1-2 turn with those players, what direction would you have gone?
Exactly what you did.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pass. Very hard to pass.
You really just wanted to hear that, didn't you, Mo? You really just wanted
to hear
confirmation from the reluctant confirmation from Mav.
Just to see Mav swerve as he saw it, that was enough for me. But Secko, you're up here on the second clock on your second pick. After CMC to start the second by myself, I went Ashton Genty, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derrick Henry, and now yourself.
Yeah, so here's a choice here where I can sort of go between my next two receivers on the board. They are Malik Neighbours and Nico Collins. This is only a half PPR league. So the tiebreaker in that goes to Nico for me, because I think Malik Neighbours is the most valuable in PPR, but Nico is my number 3 receiver, so I'm going to lock him in as the 5th receiver off the board.
And in half PPR too, would you take Nico? Oh, sorry, you said he was your 5th receiver, was it? Or
he's the 5th one today. I would have taken him. Yeah, I would take him 3 behind Chase Lamb and Collins in a half.
And If it was full PPR, Secko, does he get a little bump down? Maybe a Monra goes ahead, or are you still taking Nico?
No, I'd still take Nico above Monra. I'd maybe take Neighbours in a full because he's the only target there. I still think Collins, there's going to be a few other mouths to feed in Houston. Whereas Neighbours is going to be a 40, potentially a 40% target share guy from Russ. So I probably still would have gone Nico, but it'd be a lot closer for me. But yeah, he's locked and loaded Nico for me in a half PPR format.
Yeah, I love it, Nico. It's a good pick there. Mav, you're coming up shortly. You're 4 picks away from your second round pick. But before that, we had Nico taken by Secko at the 2.5. Then DFAB, the green light's on. He's here. He's made it. He took Devon H&N at the 2.6. Brano took Patty Mahomes at the 2.7, getting his quarterbacks out of the way in a Superflex format. Malik Neighbours at the 2.8. That's a good value, even in a half PPR. We've got Silvertop Hurley up here on the clock. But Mav, what are you kind of thinking here as the board falls to you?
Looking forward to my 2 picks in a row. Look, I'm not sure. Look, Brano's gone Jaden Daniels and Patrick Mahomes. He's set up for his quarterbacks early on. Not sure if I would do that strategy, but hey, he's going to have a lot of upside there in any given week. These guys could combine for 60, 70 points in a week if they're both on, and they could really set you up. So, I don't mind the decision, but also it's very rare you see that in Superflex leagues these days where someone goes back-to-back quarterbacks and top quarterbacks that is as well. So we'll see how that looks for Brano, but I'm not sure, man. I'm really looking for a couple of players. I know these guys are listening in, so I can't give away too much. I know Flanders is just sitting there chomping at the bit, wanting to know who I want. So I'm not going to tell him until I'm actually on. Fuck that guy. So I'm just going to let him just simmer on his pick, and let's see who falls to me. I'm sure it'll be a good one from Flanders.
It's time for a psych out here, Mav. You got to get into his head. Could tell him who to pick.
Yeah. Look, I'd probably pick Justin Herbert here.
Great pick. You want to lock up you guys. Nah, you guys fell.
Oh, that's actually who I wanted. Anyway, we're going to move on from Drake London. I'm not taking Brian Thomas. I think there's too much risk for it for me. I'm not really liking the whole situation of what he's looking at with obviously Travis Hunter there. So I'm going to probably just shore up a running back here and probably just take Jonathan Taylor and move on. Eat a dick.
Good pick. Mav, I was with all the mocks that I've been running, it was a wide receiver, CMC, and then JT is locked in as my first 3. So you hit me early. It hurts. But a close second to me for Jonathan Taylor. Man, I just think he's going to have such a great year this year. Honestly, just looking back at it, the previous years, and if he can stay healthy, man, it's hard not to see him as a top 5 guy. But for me, I'm going to take running back here, as it looks to it's starting to get a little bit shallow as is. The options here are Josh Jacobs or the guy that I'm going to take in Chase Brown. I just absolutely love Chase Brown this year as well. Tied to a great offense. And also Joey B as his quarterback. I just think, that the total scoring upside for Chase Brown is going to be absolutely massive. We've got Whisperer here on the clock at 3-2. Trey McBride, honestly, good value again. Round and a half behind of where Brock Bowers was taken at the 110. So Whisperer's got Barkley, Genty, and McBride. Horses on the clock. Secko, you're up very shortly as Josh Jacobs goes. What position or player are you leaning here, if you can give us any little insight?
Yeah, I'll wait till Deadly picks to go. He's just waiting to hear what I say. But he needs a quarterback pretty bad. So I would expect Deadly to go and get his first one because they're going to dry up pretty quick by the time he comes back around at the 4-9. But yeah, I'm looking for a Brian Thomas, running back. Because, as you said, Mull, they're going to dry up really quick. I've got another, how many picks is that? 14 until I pick again. There's this guy who's been rising. I'm not all in on Kyron Williams just because of the Rams' backfield offense as a whole. I'm still a bit shaky on that. Breece Hall's completely off my board. Marion Hampton's been a massive riser for me. I think Najee starts on the NFI list, and I'm going to keep. I'll stick with Hampton as my guy this year. I didn't pick him as my guys. Was he one of your my guys?
He was DFAB's actually, and I think you might have sniped him. He was there right behind you. I can all but guarantee Hampton would have been in the queue.
Sorry, of course. I forgot he was. He's Fabs. Yeah, so, but I just think, he's going to be a 3-down back from the start. I don't think Najee gets up. He hasn't practiced at all since 4th of July, which is, was that almost 2 months now. He'll be good to go. Kittle was my other choice, so it's a good pick by DFAB there, but I just can't pass up on Hampton if he's there in the 3rd round for me in any draft.
And it's a good spot to take Hampton too, because his ADP is a little bit buried. I think it was maybe 8 spots ahead of where he's going at the moment. So it's good, very good value there with Hampton, and good to see too, Secko. You've got more of a balanced approach to start your team too, which will free you up as we get into the next rounds. But following that, as you said, George Kittle, the 3rd tight end off the board, and I guess the last tight end out of those elite 3 that we mentioned. Brano has taken AJ Brown. That's a good pick there, getting AJ at the 3.7.5 PPR. Matrix is on the clock, but Maverick, you're a few picks away, coming up to your 3rd and 4th turn picks. I know
it's gonna
everybody's listening.
it's going to be hard for Matrix to do this draft, because usually he texts me or screenshots me the board of who's left and wants me to draft for him. So I'm not sure what he's going to do now. Maybe he's found somebody else. But so it's going to be hard because I'm not getting any messages for him. So I dare say he's given up on me in this draft. But look, not sure, man. Not sure. I'm still really upset at you with this round 3 reversal. I would have been so damn stacked if I had Chase Brown on my team as well, which again is probably what I was going to do. So anyway, not sure, man. Like Lad McConkey was pretty big on, have been big on recently. He's just gone. I think he's going to have a really good year and a really high-powered offense. Ken Allen doesn't really scare me too much, neither does Trey Harris. But McConkey, is going to be targeted at least 7-8 times a game and should dominate with those targets. So that's a great pick there, McConkey. I think he's a real option to break out. I know he's going pretty high in drafts at the moment in our 3rd round, but he has like round 2 potential upside if he does. So. But no, it's hard. Breece Hall's on the board still. I'm not too big on Breece Hall, but I think at the same time he's a bit undervalued still and underappreciated. I think he's still going to get a shitload of work. Just depends on how much Braylon Allen takes. There he goes. He's absolutely listening. He's absolutely listening. So fuck you, Flanders. All right. So we've got no receivers on the board on my team at the moment. So we've got Marvin and Garrett Wilson still there at the moment. So I haven't taken Marvin Harrison yet in any league. I think it might be time to do so and see how he goes. Let him cook. So I'm going to take Marv here. Garrett Wilson scares me a little bit. As much as I like him as a player, he does scare me. Shitload of targets, but God, sometimes they're gross targets as well. So anyway, next pick is going to be a running back. Shore up the running back room. And James Cook, do I do the stack? James Cook, and Josh Allen, is that going to cook me? I don't know. Not sure. I'm not too keen on doing it myself, but
get all the touchdowns in the entire back. Get them all covered.
Yeah. You're going to get touchdowns regardless, aren't you? One way or another. So I'm going to let that one slide, and I'm going to take another receiver. I'm not going to take James Cook. I am going to take Garrett Wilson. I am going to take him. I think he is a good player, but it just needs a quarterback to get him the ball.
There's a lot of targets. It's massive.
That's that 90-second pick timer heat coming down on you, Mav. You switch it up, run it around in a circle there. That's what it does. It spins you around the 90-second pick timer, especially when you're trying to talk through it live on air. But yeah, at least you're shoring up. You've got a couple of 2 wide receivers there that could well and truly finish inside the top 12 in their position. And I will just bring up here to get your guys' thoughts here. Benny G, can't believe quarterbacks are so lightly taken considering Superflex, and the trend has really shifted over the last couple of years. I remember drafting a couple of years back. Superflex was just the hotness. The first 2 rounds, you'd probably see 12 or so quarterbacks
easily
go through. But now things are just pivoting. People are taking advantage of the skill positions more so over the quarterbacks, because this year in particular, from probably QB6 to QB20, they all can kind of mix mash up. There's not too much of a gap between those guys. And yeah, it's just so deep this year compared to previous seasons. But Secko, you're coming up here shortly. Your thoughts on the Superflex trend and how quarterbacks haven't been as, I guess, highly valued this year, followed by your pick thoughts.
Yeah, as you say, there's a massive run. It's one of those things where, like, it's a good call. I just saw Benny put that in there, and I was going to address it. It's either because this year's different to most, where there's sort of 5, or if you believe in Mahomes, and Mahomes has still gone more than a round later, but there's 5 bona fide elite quarterbacks, and then it's pretty contentious who the 6, 7, 8, 9 are. And that's sort of why it's pushing them down a bit, because I think a lot of learned NFL drafters can see that the guys in that 7, 8, 9 range are not much different from the guys in 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 necessarily. So there's no point pulling the trigger on them when you know whoever does take the picks. So in this scenario, I could go now because, the run sort of started and just stopped with Higgins there, but which I'm annoyed about. I wish he had fallen because I would have loved that. Or I can sort of wait a bit more and get further down the board because I've already locked up one. It's the guys who haven't got one that need to sort of jump now, and that's why Nix, Mayfield, and Herbert all went, because Kezi Diller, Hurls, and Matrix all didn't go early on a quarterback. So it's a bit of a look ahead. I say it's sort of every draft we do here, but if you look ahead and see who is likely, if I let a quarterback go here, there's every chance 4 will go in the next 8 picks after mine. If I really wanted one, that is. So yeah, it's just looking ahead, but Superflex has changed. For me, my pick, DFAB's gone Ken Walker. I thought he might do that. So there's it's a bit of a dead zone for sort of running backs and wide receivers. I'm glad I got Hampton. I don't have to force myself into anyone here. But what I'm going to do is do something which I've loved doing recently in mocks and real drafts. I've had a bunch of drafts recently, is lock up who I think are the 2 stud rookie running backs besides Genty, and go Trayvon Henderson. So now I've got Hampton and Henderson locked away. If one of them fails, hopefully I've got some cover later, but I think they're going to be, they're going to be pretty much staples of their team fairly early on. That's the hope anyway, but I'm happy to get Henderson in the 4th anytime as well.
Yeah, good pick there, Secko. I think a couple of people, myself included, would have had Henderson lined up in their queue. Getting him at the 4.8, that's where his ADP, or not ADP, but where he is being taken. I think his ADP is like about a round later or so, but it just won't catch up in time. We've got Whisper on the clock.
Got back to the 5.5. That's what I knew. I knew I wouldn't get him back, and I liked him more than anyone else on the board.
Yeah, so here we got Whisperer live coming in for a nice little cameo. Perfect timing. How are you feeling, Whisperer, with your 4th round pick? What are you thinking here?
I am loving life. I've got 2 top 5 running backs. I've got what I think is the best tight end, and I'm not going to take a quarterback here. I was expecting a run to happen where I'd probably have to force if this midpoint of this 4th round got taken. So I'm going to take a bit of a flyer, boys. I'm just going to leave you with a nice dulcet tones of Tyreek Hill at the back end of the 4th, and hope you have a great night.
Great appearance there for Whisperer. Short but sweet. The Tyreek Hill pick at the 4.11. It's good value. Guys, Mav, I'll throw it to you here. What do you think here while we've got Whisperers sitting backstage listening in?
I hate his team. It's shit. It's just shit. No, it's better than my team. I like his team. I actually don't mind it.
I thought I'd just stop in and say hello, by the way. Oh, we've got the whole band's here.
Here we are. Right now, there's more pressure on my picks here. Sorry, I'll just quickly. I'll jump through here. So I've got my 4th and 5th round picks here. I have to take a quarterback, and I have to take my guy. It just feels wrong not taking him while he's up here on the board. That's quarterback for the New England Patriots. Drake May, come on down, especially in 4-point passing touchdown leagues. I want a quarterback with that huge upside with his rushing potential. Now for my 5th round pick, I can get a little bit spicier. I've got a lot of options here. I'm pretty balanced all in all. CeeDee Lamb, CMC, Chase Brown, Drake May. And I really can go any way here. Got to do something that I've been doing in mocks, and I am going to take a rookie wide receiver. And with the news of Thielen going out of town, I'm going to take the shot at Tedero McMillan to just come out the gates absolutely swinging at the 5-1. And Whisperer, good thing that you're back here. You're back on here for the 5th round pick.
I am. I thought I'd hang around. I'm going in two directions here. Do I take what I think is a better quarterback, or do I take a stack? Which obviously I'm looking at Kyler versus Dak here. I think the fact that I've got McBride probably pushes me towards taking Kyler. Big fan of having a stack here. So hang on, I'm panicking now for a second. When
He's
is
in
Dak?
the blender.
No, it's just I just don't want to handcuff myself on buys. So their buys in
It's not
10.
APL, mate.
No. It's more. I don't.
On the board.
Oh, mate, imagine if he was on the board of the 5th. You know what?
Here we go. Spicy.
Flip flopped.
Yeah, I didn't want to have double week 8 buys.
That's fair.
Anyway,
No, I like it. Thanks, Whisperer. Thanks for
I'll
that.
actually leave now. Thanks for having me, guys. Big fan. First time caller, long time listener.
And now Deadly, actually, first time caller for you, mate. This is
First time
big.
caller. They've shipped me out to the right. Hang on here.
Hey,
I think
Dad,
so.
don't take my guide, Dad. If you do, you know what you are.
All right. No, I'll back that. And you know what? I'm probably going to leave your guy. I feel like I know who you're going to take. I look. Tedero McMillan was the guy I was eyeing off, but Mullo has more ball knowledge than anyone I know, so he knows. But I think look, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. I'm looking QB here, and I've had Kyler queued up for a little bit. Obviously, the way this league's set up, it's not ideal for him, but it's still decent. I simply think he's the best quarterback available. I just got to take him.
It's a good pick there. Very, very big value. I was thinking of double tapping the QB position on the back end, and it would have been Kyler there. So not a bad pick there, Delhi, and your team's coming along very nicely.
Thanks.
Who let BTJ drop to the 3-4? What are we doing?
No, he was always going to drop. That was my guy. Thanks, Dad. Get out. I can't believe it. I heard Whisper talk about it. I'm like, shit, he's going to do it. It's a stack.
I was going to. If you took Alvin Kamara was always going to be my guy because just the Saints suck as a Saints fan. Check down machine. Just Shock's going to have nothing to throw to. Just hit Kamara on check down.
No, I wouldn't have taken Alvin in the 9th round, mate. So you would have been safe.
Beautiful.
I'm going to go a bit of a different tact here. I'm going to bank on my boy Matt Stafford being fit for 17 weeks, and I'm going to go touchdown machine Devontae Adams, who's an outside chance of being. Oh, and it's DFAB's guy again. Sorry, DFAB. I just realised as I clicked it. I might have poached another one from him. Oh, let's
just real. Oh, and now his green dot's gone off. You've just absolutely
not
got
happy. He's in the messenger chat. He's in the messenger chat messing right now. Yeah, Secko, I swear to God. There you go. He's not happy.
So sorry, mate. Shit, that's bad. Anyway, but no, I'm a Rams guy. Of course, I can love Devontae. He's the new guy there. But I just think he's a very good chance of double-digit touchdowns, and I think he's an outside chance of actually outscoring Puka if those touchdowns come. So I think in the 5th round, he's by far my favorite wide receiver that's on the board there.
Yeah, don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. And Matt, before we get to your upcoming 5th and 6th round picks, I'll just recap the 4th and the start of the 5th round. Garrett Wilson, James Cook, Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert, T. Higgins, Kenneth Walker, Trevion Henderson, Alvin Kamara, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, and Drake May to close out the 4th. Starting the 5th, Tedero McMillan, Dak Prescott, James Conner, Kyler Murray, Devontae Adams, and Chuba Hubbard taken by DFAB after he's just been absolutely sniped on Devontae by Secko. But Mav, you're coming up. You've got your 5th and 6th round picks. You're grimacing here a little bit, Mav. I hope a couple of your guys have been taken out of your queue. Where's your head
We're
at?
going to stop playing fucking fantasy football with DFAB. He does this in every league. He'll just take running back. He does this in every single league. I'm sick of him. So anyway, that's my little grimace on him. He does in our home league, mate. You should see him. He's a genuine haul for running backs. It's incredible. Anyway, not sure. I'm really not sure. I was looking at Chuba Hubbard. I really wanted him. I think he's gonna have a big year. I was hoping he'd slide all the way back, but turns out he's not. But I'm generally a bit lost in this pick. I might have to reach for running back if I do go running back, or I just sort of start stacking up. Like this round 3 reversals killed me. I cannot recover. I cannot recover. This team is unsalvageable.
Your guy won the 100-yard dash, but did you really win? I think Mullin coming dead last was better.
Oh mate, I could not believe it. So we're in a world of mate. This franchise could be up for sale by the end of the night. To be honest with you, that's how bad it's looking. But look, we'll see how we go. We need a good run of quarterbacks to go here because we're not going to take one, or do we? Oh, fuck if I know.
90 seconds has been started. He's already crumbled.
Yeah, we're in big trouble. RJ Harvey was another one I was looking at. So we're stuck with Joe Mixon if we want running back. That's really nice. 3-round reversal at the 101 is brutal, says Josh Higgin in the chat, and I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
You had a stinker. You've had a real good stinker there. It's not good. And I think Flinders will look receiver here. I reckon sneaky DJ.
Well, that's what I'm looking at too.
Honestly, man, here are you going through this train of thought. Could go tight end, but I was going to say, Mav, hearing you go through this train of thought and just absolutely battling, it is nothing but sweet music to my ears hearing this, and I hope you chew down this 90-second pick timer as you contemplate what direction you want to go, and if somehow you get autoed an absolute scrub at the death, that will just make my night even better. But Mav, who are you thinking here? Rashid Rice.
Hope Rashid Rice isn't the top of the queue.
Yeah.
Oh, he's struggling.
So
look,
I've only got one running back, and that's Jonathan Taylor, he's going to have a big year. He's going to have a big year, I reckon. So I need another running back. Joe Mixon's partially dead, lost a leg or some bullshit like that, so he's gone for a long time. David Montgomery is never going to be in consideration. Jameer Gibbs is the guy, so David Montgomery will never, ever join a list of mine, no matter what he does. Will never be on a team of mine. So that means we're stuck with Quinton Judkins, hasn't got a contract, so he's out of the list too. So that means Isaiah Pacheco and Caleb Johnson are the two guys that are probably at the top of my
list. This is a good pick for Bill to go.
Can
we get Bill going at 5-12?
So I can't take Isaiah Pacheco. I'm sorry. I just cannot do it. So I'm going to take Caleb Johnson and hope that this guy does break out in year one. And saves me from this round 3 catastrophe that's happened here at the draft. So anyway, he's going to be starting for me week 1. I'm sort of okay with that, but not really. So then we got another pick here. We could shore up the running back room and go Tony Pollard. I think he's not actually a bad pick, but we're reaching at this point in the draft. Yeah, we are reaching. So we're not going to do that. There's QB, there's Caleb Williams, there's Jared Goff, Jordan Love. They're thinning out pretty quick. So if I don't get one now, I'm not sure when I'm going to get one on the turn, on the way back. So I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to let him go. And I'm going to take a guy I've been pretty big on recently. Devonta Smith. I've just taken there at the 501. I think he's going to have a big year.
The 6'1", Devonta Smith. Mav, the Caleb Johnson at the back end of the 5th, yeah, that wouldn't feel good. That would not feel good. And it just goes to show running backs, they dry up so early, especially in leagues where everybody's definitely prioritizing. And also in half PPR, they normally do get a bit more of a value uptick on that. But, Mav, yeah, that was nice. That was nice to see those picks go your way and you were struggling on that clock. But, Secko, you're coming up very shortly.
Yeah. I've just seen that Brano has no running backs, so his build's going to be fun.
He's absolutely punting. Absolutely punting. I'll actually just quickly
commit to it now.
Yeah. And I'll recap the back end of the 5th before we get to your pick up here, Secko. So Chuba Hubbard was the last pick in the 5-6 by DFAB. Then went Sam Laporta, Terry McLaurin, Brock Purdy, RJ Harvey, CJ Stroud. And then Mav with the 5-6 turn went Caleb Johnson into Devonta Smith. Travis Hunter, Jordan Love We've got Silvertop Hurley here up on the clock and a couple of picks away here until you're on the board, Secko.
Yeah, so there's there's been a tight end. So there've been 4 tight ends taken, and again, tight ends quite similar to quarterbacks, where there's a small bunch of elites, and then it sort of drops off. And I couldn't tell you who's going to be the difference between tight end 4 and tight end probably 9. Could just be a touchdown or 2, right? Like that's how close the difference could be. So it's very hard to line that up. As DFAB takes Ibuka, who was in the top of my queue. So he got me back. He got me back for one. That's good. I also would have gone, I had Pickens, and when he went, Ibuka was next. So I'm going to probably semi-tilt here a little bit because I wasn't expecting both of them to go while I was talking shit. Anyway, I'm going to go back to wide receiver. There's 2 flex in this league. I like to hammer wide receivers wherever I can. There's a guy here who I think with the news that came out today can be a really massive winner out of that and do so immediately and get the season off to a start. So Xavier Worthy's next up for me. I was off him when I thought the Rice thing was going to be delayed. I didn't want any part of Worthy because I didn't know when it was going to happen and there was buys in there, but he gets that clear running. So 6 weeks, he's in my starting lineup, and then I can see what happens.
And Secko, a good pick turns into a great pick once we see Deadly's reaction with him right behind you there. Even better, Deadly. Who are you thinking here? It's your 6th round pick. You've got Justin Jefferson,
Eric Henry,
APJ, Alvin Kamara, and Kyler Murray wider on the clock for the 6th round.
Xavier Worthy has been at the top of my queue since I took Kyler Murray. I'm so high on him, especially after that Super Bowl game, and just the upside machine that he is. Having him as my first flex, I would have loved it. But gonna have to pivot now. And look, the strategy I was originally going to go with was to take a wide receiver and then go a bit of a sneaky option in the next round, lower ADP guy, but high ranked on my board. But I think I might pivot and I might just shore up my quarterback position in a guy that I'm still quite high on, and I do think is in for a huge uptick, especially with the additions to his receiving core. Caleb Williams.
Yeah, good pick there, Deadly here. He's fallen about a round and a half in terms of ADP. And again, 4-point rushing touchdown league, 4-point passing touchdown league, those rushing quarterbacks can give you extra value. And Caleb Williams sneakily gave you about 500 rushing yards last year. And I think that could probably be whereabouts he averages. Yeah, just under 500 with 489. And he didn't add in any touchdowns. You could think that he's probably due for a little bit of progression, even if it's 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns that he sneaks in there on his 81 attempts, could come out in a big way. So don't mind it there, Deadly. Not too bad, considering that you were absolutely heartbroken a pick just before. But we've got Horse coming up here at the 6'10", followed by Whisperer and myself. For me, I've got a couple of guys. Yeah, I've got a couple of guys at the top of my queue. I'll just see what happens here. I've got a few across multiple positions, so I won't be able to give anything too away with what's going on. But if I can get my 2 guys here, I think I'll just be locking up the championship after round 7. So we'll wait and see it before Horse absolutely takes the piss and takes my guy here. But honestly, there is still some good value here. A lot of wide receivers, DJ Moore, Cortland Sutton. Not too bad options at this point in the draft. Joe Mixon, like Mav said, just no hope. And it's come out today that the general manager for Houston Texans, he got
Rashid Rice auto.
Rice, that's brutal. Horse, what are you doing on the auto? That is just absolute terrible form. But on Joe Mixon, the general manager, he's come out saying that he may, they hope to have him back for the season. That doesn't really calm my nerves on the whole situation with Joe Mixon. If he's missing more than 4 weeks and potentially the year, that's just absolutely horrid for the Houston Texans. But Whisperer took Sutton off the board. He was in my queue, but not the top 2 guys that I had. So this makes it very, very easy for me. A guy I've been absolutely targeting in a lot of drafts, and I'm too exposed with this guy, but falling at the back end of the 6th, Jamison Williams, the upside is just too good there in half PPR as well. He doesn't need a lot of receptions anyhow. He gets those big plays. And a guy that Mav actually mentioned around his picks, I absolutely love the value on Tony Pollard here. Tyjae Spears is going to start the year on the pup. I want to get some more running backs in my lineup here. I'm pretty short up in wide receiver, and I've got a gun quarterback in my eyes in Drake May. So I will take Tony Pollard at the 7-1 turn. But just recapping the sixth, Devontae Smith, Travis Hunter, Jordan Love, George Pickens, DK Metcalf, DeAndre Swift, Emeka Egbuka, Xavier Worthy, Caleb Williams, Rasheed Rice, Cortland Sutton, and Jamison Williams. As we get up to Deadly, you're on the clock, Deadly. It's the 7th-round pick. It went Tony Pollard, Justin Fields, Quinshot Judkins. Unfortunate for Horse with those autos. That's just devastating. He goes away for 5 minutes, or not even 5 minutes, and you just get the two worst possible autos. But Deadly, awesome. The 7-4, where are you thinking here?
Yeah, so I'll make this pick and then I've got to disperse. But my original plan was to take Xavier Worthy and then go tight end and actually reach on a guy. But I reckon I could sneaky get him later on the way this draft is playing out. But mate, the 7-4 and DJ Moore is just too much value for me to pass up at this point. Surely, like I was looking at Cortland Sutton. I'm still looking at Jalen Waddle. These are two guys who I'm really, really high on. I'm never going to touch a Zay Flowers or a Roma Dunze. I'm not huge on them, but I rate them, but I'm not massive on them. But DJ Moore at the 7-4, I just have to back in and see how it goes.
And you get the stack. Good value,
yeah,
and you shore up the stack with Caleb Williams with DJ Moore. No, good pick. Yeah, Deadly, good pick. Hopefully out of Secko's queue, but Secko, you're up here at the 7-5.
No DJ Moore in my queue. I thought Justin Fields would get back to me, to be honest. With the auto there, I knew that wouldn't be a Fields pick, and I just was hoping. I knew Deadly wouldn't pick him because he just went back-to-back quarterbacks. Yeah. So only Whisperer could snipe me there, but that's all right. These things happen. I'm going to go for a quarterback now because I think there's 19 off the board. If I wait again, I'll be stuck with a Geno Smith level guy. Pretty sure. Having said that, there's 3 teams to pick 2 ahead of me. But I'm going to go with a guy who just got a really, really old slot receiver that can welcome him into the league and have a punt on JJ McCarthy. Sneaky rushing upside that no one really speaks about. And I think the Kevin O'Connell spit polish could be anything. So I think as a Superflex, the second QB option, he really could be someone who shines for me in my relatively young team.
I like it. All right, I'm going to love you and leave you, fellas. I'm now going to go on auto draft for the rest of this. So I pray to God that I can get something decent. But yeah, best of luck to you boys. I hope that I suppose one of you should win it. I'd be worried if you didn't. Might be me.
Thanks for joining in, Deadly.
So yeah,
thanks heaps. Okay, after Secko's pick at JJ McCarthy, and a good value as well. Might I add Roma Dunze by DFAB, then Isaiah Pacheco by Brano. So in the last 2 picks, after fading running backs in the first 5 round, he's locked up DeAndre Swift and Pacheco. Not a bad salvage, if I do say so myself. TJ Hawkinson by Matrix. Silvertop Hurley here on the clock, and Mav. Couple of picks away, mate. Surely you've got a nice big juicy queue lined up. What are you thinking?
Not one player, mate. Not one player is in my queue at the moment. It has not gone to plan at all this draft. Look, the squad's not awful, but it's probably not what I also wanted or envisioned to be. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll move forward. Aaron Jones, Calvin Ridley just gone off the board right there. So they were 2 guys that I really wasn't targeting at all. So I'm happy to see them gone. Jared Goff has slipped quite a bit, fellas. Like a lot. And I get the whole point of he's 30 years old and stuff like that. But 3 years he's had in a row now in the top 10. He probably should be gone. He's a pretty decent quarterback. So it's probably the guy that I'm looking at. I know Deadly or Flanders, should I say, won't take another quarterback here. So I will probably end up going a Jared Goff into something else. Yeah, there you go. David Montgomery, I was never going to take him, as I said before. So Jared Goff is gone. He's just too good value at the board here. He's probably the best QB available. He probably should have gone in front of JJ McCarthy. But hey, at the same time, you're looking for upside for McCarthy. But anyway, so I'll take Jared Goff here. Not a sexy pick, but it's a safe pick. So I'll take him. And then I'm looking for another running back, ideally, because if I don't take a running back, I'm not getting one again from the 24 picks. And we both know that's not going to happen. So I'm going to take a risk on Travis Etienne coming back into form. I've done it a few times now. It's probably where he's going at the moment, sort of eighth round. I'm going to take a risk that he sorts his shit out and comes back and at least can be startable in this format.
Back to back, good picks there, Mav. And I will just say, Jared Goff there at the 7-12. You wouldn't have had that value if it wasn't a third round reversal. So I'll take my thanks whenever you want to hand him off. But Jared Goff and Travis Etienne, the 7-8 turn, it's salvaging the third round reversal. So good work there. I will recap the 7th round after Roma Dunze. Isaiah Pacheco, TJ Hawk, Aaron Jones, Calvin Ridley, David Montgomery, and Jared Goff. And then Travis Etienne, Mark Andrews, and Matthew Golden to start the 8th round. We approach a couple of picks closer to DFAB and Secko's. Secko, your team's pretty balanced. 3 wide receivers. You've got your quarterbacks locked up, and you've got a couple of young rookie running backs with upside. What area are you looking to target?
It's probably going to be best available here. Mindful that tight end is for me is very deep. I think for other people, they don't see necessarily as deep as I do, but there's a lot of guys I can get. So when the price is right, I can jump on that. So yeah, I'm not going to necessarily jump on getting Travis Kelce, who's still there, which is great to see. So yeah, it's literally going to be best available for me, and we'll see what happens there. It looks like there's going to be a run of receivers. These younger guys. Our second quarterback for Matrix makes sense. Don't hate the Lawrence pick, to be honest.
Yeah, in the 8th round, pardon me, you can't go wrong with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
A bit of sneaky rushing upside, potentially with new head coach in Liam Cohen. He unlocked Baker on the ground a little bit last year, copping out, I think it was over 400 yards he had on the ground. But Secko, DFAB's up. You're next.
Yeah, I really wanted Jalen Waddle. I didn't want to say his name, but he was the only one I had highlighted. So Travis Kelce. Okay, so we're in a bit of a rough spot here because it's sort of rubbish galore in the skill positions. I'd rather go later on. But there is a tight end who didn't want to force it, but this guy's going to get. He could potentially have the top 3 targets of the position in the league. I'm going very young. I'm very rookie heavy, but I'm going Tyler Warren. It's Daniel Jones. If he can stay in the role, which is what Steichen said, this could be great for Warren because he's a one-read quarterback, and this is the first guy you'll see. Downs is injured. Pittman, I think, is well past it, in my opinion. So it's JT check downs and Tyler Warren little dumps, and he can definitely do something with it with his size and speed.
And I have to ask Secko, just purely for the vibes, and Whisperer's thrown in a couple of comments here. Was Kyle Pitts in any sort of consideration there over Tyler Warren at the 8-8?
Yeah, look, it would have been if Darnell Mooney wasn't back and practicing. Look, the Kyle Pitts bit's pretty funny, and we'll keep it going because he will have a game, but I think he's tight end 23 for me, maybe. He's not even in consideration if it was a start 3 tight ends league, I'd maybe just pick him late.
The disrespect.
The disrespect, but he's just shown he's no good. He's just no good.
Yeah, and the last few years as well, like fantasy managers are just over it. Looking back when he was out in his rookie year or after his rookie year, I was trying to trade away multiple future first-round picks for Kyle Pitts, and nothing would go through. Everybody was they were too high on him. Thankfully, none of those picks went through because it has just been an absolute disaster following his rookie season, which was a shame because he showed so much hype. He was a top 7 draft pick, I think, in his rookie year. And the Falcons must have loved him because they took him over Jamar Chase in that rookie class, which I think if they could have their time back again, they would have opted for a different situation. But Tyler Warren at the 8-8, Tyrone Tracy at the 8-9, Michael Penix Jr. at 8-10, taken by Horse, his first quarterback off the board. Back to Whisperer, and we've got my 8th and 9th round picks coming up. One of them will be a quarterback for myself, just because I don't want to get stuck with the scrubs in case anybody looks to take some 3 QBs or they're back.
You already are, mate. You're already stuck with the scrubs.
There's one guy that I really don't mind in that, and I will be taking him. He's short. He's short and he's forward. He can line up with my wide receiver 2 on the team
and throw it to you. Yeah, no, it's a good pick.
Yeah, so I'll make that one easy. Bryce Young. I don't mind his little rushing upside and the small sample that we had at the back end of last year, and that was without Teteral McMillan. So hopefully he can help unlock Bryce Young a little bit more. Looking here, there's still some pretty good options on the board. Zay Flowers, he's fallen a heap. He's being very, very disrespected at this point. I'm just trying to look at the schedule that the Ravens have here. Buffalo, Cleveland, Detroit, Kansas City, Houston. Yeah, not loving it. It's not the easiest of schedules.
He will never play on my team again. Zay
Flowers, yeah, he's banned from Maverick, and I think I'll probably do the same here. I think I'll fade Zay Flowers. For me, do I want to go tight end? Do I want to go tight end here? Oh man, I was hoping Travis Kelce would have fallen back to this spot, or Tyler Warren, but DFAB he's on a rampage after being autoed Joe Burrow, so he's locking up 2 tight ends early. Oh man, Zay Flowers, Chris Olave, Jerry Jeudy. Oh my guy here that I just can't get enough of. I will take David Njoku. Here's my tight end 6 on this year. They've got a very juicy run to start the year, and Joe Flacco confirmed starters. So I will take David Njoku there. And following that, Whisperer has taken Jordan Mason, and Horse has locked up his second quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa as we get to Secko's pick right here. Secko at the 9-5.
Yeah, there's a guy who I really, really like, and it sucks that he's going to miss a bit of time to start the season, but it's not going to deter me from getting him because I'm only 1 pick away from my starting lineup. So I'm going to go Jordan Addison here. I think there's a really massive, really big upside that he can be a big part of JJ McCarthy's future.
And a little backdoor stack as well, getting Jordan Addison there in the 9th round. So yeah, those 3 rounds to start off with, you could easily find a nice bench player to cover, maybe someone with a nice juicy starting schedule to slot in before Addison gets back. So that's a good one there. DFAB's up on the clock. Mav, we are 6 picks away from you. Is that going to be enough time? Mav, is that going to be enough time?
Oh, mate. I'm probably going to get sniped 6 times, I reckon, between now and then. I'm not taking Zay Flowers unless he falls to me. Nah, I'm not taking Zay Flowers. Nah, I can't do Zay Flowers and hope someone else does it. But I reckon everyone's scared of Zay Flowers. I'm scared of Zay Flowers too, man. He shits. He'll score 4 in 1 week and then 20 the next week, and you're thinking, oh shit, he's back, and then he scores 4 again. So you bench him and he scores 20. There he goes.
He's gone, mate. You got away with it.
Yeah, there he goes.
Great value.
There he goes.
Middle of the night, Zay Flowers. Very good value, but Mav.
Yeah, but
continue.
It's just too inconsistent. He's just far too inconsistent. An offense that loves to run the ball. It's just. There's just not enough there for me to really get around him. As I said, good 1 week, bad 1 week, and you always start the bad week and bench the good week. So that's how he works. That's always how Zay Flowers works. Anyway, look, I got no idea, man. To be honest with you, I generally have no idea. Godwin has risen a lot since now that he's gotten off the PUP list, and look, he's now ADP. It's at 107. I'm not going to take him, but I'm just saying his ADP has risen a lot since that's been activated as such. I'm sort of a bit lost for choice. I've got no tight end, so I need to probably address that at some point. And then just all around, probably just stack up the team a little bit where I can. But it doesn't really help when Matrix takes his full. There you go. Chris Olave was probably the one I was looking at just for maybe just a little bit of upside. I don't know if I can really get around Chris Olave, but just the 10% hope that he might be the Chris Olave that with what he was 2 years ago might be a chance. But There goes another tight end, Evan Ingram. So it's hard, man. It's hard. I don't actually have any clue who I'm picking. Loveland.
And another tight end. Oh, gee, it's dropping. It's dropping. But hey, Mav, there is one more tight end there.
There's nothing
I think he's
there.
got your name on it.
There's none left.
Nah, there is.
There is a guy with a big star on his shoulder pads.
Yeah. Kyle Pitts has got a big "I try" on his front of his jersey.
It's all right. I don't think Flanders knows what I'm talking about, so it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it time to launch in Joe Mixon and hope that he comes back in week 5 and take a risk there?
No.
I don't like the sounds of him at all. So we're going tight end. We're going to go Dalton Kincaid. We're going to shore up Dalton Kincaid.
I was convinced you're going to go Jake Ferguson then.
I was thinking about it, but I think Kincaid's probably the second option through the air in that team. I think Shakir will be number 1, Kincaid will be number 2. So anyway, we'll see how that looks. And then the Josh Allen Kincaid stack. See how that looks. Could be juicy, could be not. So anyway, we've got Kincaid, and we're looking at. There's not really a lot there that I really love, to be honest with you. Jerry Jeudy with Flacco could be interesting. That's sort of intriguing. He had some. The back end of last year, he had some monster games with Jameis, and I think Flacco is on the same sort of level as Joe Flacco. To be honest, they're both pretty unstable throwing the ball. So I'm going to take Jerry Jeudy and just hope that no backup QBs named Dylan Gabriel or Shador Sanders ever hit the field in this 2025 season.
It's honestly, Mav, it's good value, Jeudy there. He's got Cincinnati week 1. So Jerry Jeudy and Joe Flacco against Cincinnati and that defense and how many points are going to be scored in that game. He could go absolutely ballistic and win you that week. And pairing Kincaid with Josh Allen as well. Yeah, I don't mind it. I did just see Khalil Shakir. He's came back to practice today, but he's had the last 3 or so weeks off. So he's going to have a little bit of a step back behind Kincaid to start off the year, I think. So locking those guys up there and getting your first tight end at the back end of the 9th is good here. Following Kincaid, I will just recap. I think we're at Zay Flowers at the 9-7, Chris Olave, Evan Engram, Colson Loveland, Khalil Shakir, and Mav took Dalton Kincaid at the 9-12. Start of the 10th, Jerry Jeudy, Camp Scatterbo, Joe Mixon gets taken at the 10-3, Stephon Diggs, Matrix is up on the clock, Secko is a couple of picks away. And also just to throw out there, after this round, we'll be dropping it down to 30-second pick timers just to speed things up to close out the final rounds. But Secko, a couple of picks away. Are you looking running back?
Yeah, I've got to go back to running back, I think. There's a couple of guys who I'm okay with. There's actually 4 total. But they're all going to get taken. There's 2 that I want to be taken because he would. DFAB probably shouldn't take the guys that I'm happy with here, because I think there's one guy who can cover flex for me early. Can cover the Anderson, but see what DFAB does here. He'll probably be going running back as well because he loves it. Well, he still hasn't got his second quarterback, so maybe that's where he's going to be looking. He may just go Cam Ward, but we'll see what he does. 40 seconds, so he's gone Chubb. That's interesting. I'm glad he did that because this is a guy I've hated all season. But injuries to 2 or one guy was released, I think. One rookie and the other one is injured. So Javonte Williams has a very clear run out to start the season. So yeah, happy with Javonte until he gets injured, and then obviously can get rid of him. He's a 10th round pick. Yeah,
I like Javonte there. He was definitely in consideration. Mav, when you were back at the clock at the start of the 10th, were you thinking about Javonte at all, or you just want absolutely no piece of the Cowboys run game?
That's gross. Not a chance. He's not even listed on my list. I've removed him. Yeah, he had a game last year of 1 yard for 1 touchdown.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's just gross.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
gross, but yeah, there's a guy who's going to be getting games early, and he's getting a lot of snaps, a high snap percentage. So, I'm not expecting to have him anywhere near. He's not going to be a blocker.
Hopefully, they give him the ball in his hand.
He'll get a lot of checkdowns still. They still haven't really got anyone to do that. Well,
Jaden Blue.
He's injured, mate. He's going to be out for weeks.
Dealing with injury.
Yeah.
There's literally no. It's Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. Like, that's literally it. There's no way Miles Sanders gets on the field.
And the Deuce.
The big Deuce.
Okay. I'm sure Deuce Vaughn's going to muscle out some little 5'2" doing Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, maybe.
If it was a midget league, maybe.
Yeah.
I will, just before I make these couple of picks here, I'll just quickly switch the timer over. I'll just quickly throw this on. Where are we? 30 seconds for the remaining rounds. Perfect. Resume. We're back on. Michael Pittman, he was going to be who I wanted to take. It was going to be between him or Josh Downs. I will take my consolation prize in Michael Pittman, the guy who's been healthy the last few weeks, and hopefully he gets off to a hot start with quarterback Danny Dimes under center. Now at the 11-1, I've got 10 seconds on the clock. I want to take a running back, and this could be a bit of a reach, but this is who I think will be the running back one for the Commanders, and that's Austin Eckler. I think he will probably have the more stable role throughout, even though it is half PPR. Austin Eckler last year, when he did play, he showed us some good moments. So with the whole Bill Krosky-Merritt saga going on, not too worried about Bill. I'm going to take Austin Eckler because, I think his role is going to be nice there. Whisperer has taken his backup quarterback in Geno Smith. That wasn't. I was kind of looking that as well as an option, but it's just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. But Secko, you're going to be up very shortly here. 30-second pick timers at the 11-5.
Yeah, I would have gone Eckler. So I'm annoyed that he's gone. But I'm going to go a guy who I think is going to be Josh Allen's number one guy, Keon Coleman.
Big upside, especially in a half PPR format, and that's exactly the type of swings you want to be taking this late in the draft. Our rosters are full. We're already a couple of picks deep onto our bench, so definitely the kind of upswing you want to take. DFAB, he takes Ja'Cory Grosky-Merritt, and that's a more reasonable ADP. I think at 11-6.
Superflex. That's all right.
It's not a fifth rounder selection that we've seen the last couple of days going, but it's good to see some reasonable choices happening here. Mav, your 11th and 12th round picks are on the clock. I take it Ja'Cory Grosky-Merritt was at the top of your queue, so now he's gone. Where are you looking at here?
I actually was going to take him, Eckler, with probably the two that I was looking at the most. In this sort of round, I was really looking forward to maybe snagging one, but that's okay. We'll move on. I've taken Trey Benson in nearly every league that I've been in, so I'm thinking I'll just double down or triple down or quadruple down or 12 down on every chance I can get on Trey Benson. I really like Matrix timed out, Chris Godwin. I don't mind the idea of Trey Benson, 50-50 split at the moment with James Conner. Outside of that, at running back, there's not really much else there that I'm in love with. Wide receiver is very much the same. Jerome Ford, I don't know if he's the starter. He might be the third down back, but there's not really
a chance to something pretty funny here and take Benson here. He really does.
Yeah, he does. I don't think he will. Well, if he does, that's fine because I've got a backup. I've got a backup. Actually, I hope he does take Trey Benson.
He's about to time out here. Who was the auto? Cam Ward is the top ADP. He's got a Q set, Jade on blue. Not bad there.
So, yep, I will take Trey Benson here. That is who I've been taking him everywhere. So I want to move away from him, but I can't not. So I'm going to take him. And I'm going to take a bit of a risk. I'm hoping this guy doesn't sign a contract. I'm hoping that he plays early in the year. I'm not sure if it's going to be week 1. I don't think that's looking likely. I don't care if he sits an IR and comes back in week 4, but I will take Juwan Jennings. And yeah, as I said, hope he doesn't sign a contract and just decides he wants to play through it and dominate.
And 4 rounds,
They need help
discount.
team.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And a 4-round discount from his running mate Ricky Pearsall. Very good pick there, Mav. You're making light work of the 101 overall pick with the 3rd round reversal. You should just. I think that should be your spot. That should be your spot
happy with the squad.
I will just quickly recap the 11th before getting to your pick here, Secko. Austin Eckler, Geno Smith, Ramondre Stevenson, Cooper Kupp, Keon Coleman, Bill Krosky Merritt, Jaden Higgins, Chris Godwin, Najee Harris, Jerome Ford, Jadon Blue, Trey Benson, and then the start of the 12th, Juwan Jennings, Cole Pitts. There we go. Dylan Sampson, Matt Stafford, Cam Ward, and you're a couple picks away here from your 12th round selection, Secko.
Yeah, it's sort of one of those spots where I can, and a couple of guys I wanted have gone. So I was actually going to potentially get Cam Ward locked up. But he went to Matrix, and I was going to get Dylan Sampson. He went to Quesadilla. I'm actually going to go for. Oh, hang on. Let me just double check that. I'm going to go another tight end, just because I think Jake Ferguson has a chance of being a very, very big target getter in wherever he is. Where is he? Dallas. I think it's going to be all throwing. If it's not Javonte, then Jake might be the guy. It's a bit gross, but in a tight end premium, this guy has a chance of. I think he has a chance of being this, a top 6 tight end. So then I can see between him and Warren if Warren's not working out, or if Daniel Jones is rubbish, I can make the pivot. So I'm happy with taking the second tight end, given I've gone later.
It's a good selection, pairing a vet with a rookie that we have no idea how good he can be. We all expect Tyler Warren to come out swinging out the gate, but just in case, Jake Ferg is a good consolation prize there. After Jake Ferg, Jaden Reed, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed. I'm on the clock here with these picks. Oh, gee, how many people have taken a 3rd quarterback? Oh, there's still a few lingering around. I'll let it sit for another round, I think. For me, I will be taking 2 running backs in this spot. 2 guys I think have a good chance to get a lot of opportunity. First guy being Braylon Allen for the New York Jets. The vibes have just been off for Breece Hall, so I'll take Braylon Allen here. And they actually have a very juicy final schedule from week 15 to 17. Jacksonville, the Saints, and then the Patriots. So I'm already looking ahead. My eyes are on the championship. To pair with Braylon Allen here at the back end of the 13th, again, I'll take another running back. And I want to get a piece of this question mark situation that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'll take Tank Bigsby in the 13th round. And as we get to Whisperer, I'll quickly just recap the 12th again. Juwan Jennings, Cole Pitts, Dylan Sampson, Matt Stafford, Cam Ward, Jonnu Smith, Daniel Jones, Jake Ferg, Jaden Reed, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, Braylon Allen, as we enter into the 3rd round. Looking at Rashad White, goes off the board there from Whisperer. Jalen Coker, a good deep selection there by Horse, especially with the news of Adam Thielen is out of town. Secko up here, 20 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm going to go that 3rd tight end, 3rd quarterback, because again, I've got the young guy who's unproven. I'm actually going to go with last year's the guy who replaced Sam Darnold, who again seems really gross. It sounds really gross, but I'm obviously in love with JSN. There's got to be someone who's supporting him. I think that he can just have that real stable floor as a guy who can fill in for me when needed. JJ McCarthy might go to shit. There's not much left there. I'm not getting old dudes. So, and JJ McCarthy's got an early buy as well. So I'll need someone in action. And relying on the wire probably wouldn't have worked for me with 3 rounds left. So I'm happy with Darnold being my guy to sit in the back of the bench and come in if need be.
Darnold will be a good one to watch. I'm actually rooting for Darnold, just given so many people are off him and they think all of his production was based purely around the gold fit that he had last year with the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell and pass catchers. Of course, that played a big hand, but Darnold was the one throwing that rock at the end of the day. He could be sneaky there as well at the Seahawks, and he's got a couple of pass catchers around him. Their running game is going to be good. So yeah, hopefully it makes things a little bit easier for Darnold. But after Darnold, it went Luther Burden by DFAB, Aaron Rodgers, Chiga Okonkwo, Ray Davis, Russell Wilson. So a lot of people taking their third or backup quarterbacks. Flanders up here before we get to Mavs 13th and 14th round picks.
Yes, hopefully it doesn't smart me, but I think an overdraft. Yeah, he's shooting. Marvin Mims is just a straight smash for me at this pick. I think he did a groin today, but it's not meant to be major. So he's got breakout potential in this offense. So I'll take him pretty late. Hopefully he does go insane. And then I'm probably looking at an older running back. Oh, actually, I will take Roshan Johnson, who hasn't been training either. And hopefully he takes over Swift or something happens to Swift or something like that. Because, I don't mind Roshan either.
And this point of the draft as well, you can't ever get enough running backs throughout the whole season. So, yeah, it's good to see some late-round running backs come off the board. There goes Keenan Allen at the 14-5. Tajay Spears, more running backs. DFAB's up here. Secko, you are coming up to your second last pick of the evening.
Yeah,
Dante Thornton goes for you.
Yeah, I had some late running back guys that I was okay getting. One that I knew no one would get because no one seems to like him. Everyone seemed to think Chuba Hubbard is just a 3-down monster that's going to absolutely dominate. I think Rico's actually going to mix in on third down quite a lot, and the continued upside if Chuba's ever out. So Dowdle in the 14th for me, I think is a great upside pick. Not upside pick, but a good safety pick. If something does happen there, very happy.
Don't mind it. Don't mind it at all, Rico Dowdle. I was actually hoping that Jackson Dart would make it back to me just to add a little bit more depth to the quarterback position. So thanks, Deadly. And Brennan Ayuk was also next man up in my queue. I just had to quickly look. We do have an IR spot in this league. So that was going to be a plan there to pick up Ayuk and stash. But thanks to Whisperer, I just won't get the opportunity. But here, my last two picks, I do want to get another quarterback just in case Bryce Young doesn't really get too hot at the gate. And I will pair this guy with my tight end, old man Joe Flacco. The starting schedule is just too good. I think I probably will start Flacco in week 1 against Cincy just because I think he could go off for 25, throw a couple of touchdowns himself. And for my final pick, just recapping the team, I've got 4 wide receivers, a couple of more running backs. So I can really go either way. So I'm just going to try and take best value or upside that I think. 8 seconds on the clock. Why not? Cedric Tillman. I'll take 2 Browns back-to-back in the 14th and 15th round as it goes to Whisperer. And Secko, you are a couple of picks away for your last pick for the draft.
Yeah, his headphones are gone, so we're going to have to take over. I think he's...
last pick here. Really not a lot of running backs that I would want there. I want to go for a super high upside receiver, who is Torrey Horton. I think now that MVS is out, this guy's got cleared running to be the number 3 guy. And if Cup ever gets injured, this guy's going to be on the field all the time. So love it.
A little backdoor stack as well with Torrey Horton and Sam Darnold. DFAB's up for his last pick. Mav, your final pick here. You've started it. You're going to end it. Do you want to give out any names, or you just know that that Flanders, he's listening in, he's just waiting? Just waiting.
Yeah, he would be waiting. He'd be sitting there waiting, chomping at the bit. But no, look, there's not really much there. So we're missing out on anyone here that's going to change anyone's rosters by any stretch. But, I'm probably looking at a backup tight end just in case, Dalvin Kincaid, the injury missile that he is, goes down injured. That does seem to happen quite frequently with him. So I might try and shore up a backup tight end if need be. He's got 2, so he probably won't take 3. And most, there he goes. Zach Ertz is probably the one I was looking at. So Yeah, outside of that, like Brenton Strange, maybe he's got some upside. 'Cause Isaiah Likely's out injured. Adam Thielen's just gone, so it's just a vibe pick, I reckon. But no, I won't take a backup tight end, man. There's no point taking one. I will take the old man Kareem Hunt at the last pick of the draft, and hopefully he gets goal line carries and third down opportunities, and Isaiah Pacheco just rots away.
Don't mind it at all, closing it out with a running back, Mav. And I think you mentioned it last night. Yeah, you heard some whispers that Kareem Hunt might be in line for those goal line opportunities. But that's it there. The inaugural Insight Creators Redraft League, Superflex tight end premium with 0.5 half PPR scoring. That's everything here. Thanks to all the creators that joined in tonight. It's going to be a fun league throughout. We're going to be, no doubt, referencing this league throughout the season in a segment each week, which are really good, covering some of the trades that's going on. We won't share any of the banter. We'll have to keep that in-house. But yeah, going through a couple of trades, even the waiver wire transactions, how they look each week, just to give you guys a bit of insight in our league here between all the creators. But I'll throw it to you, Secko. I'll highlight your team here.
Yeah.
Could you read this out for us with how this went, and then give us your thoughts on your squad here? And also I have to ask your worst pick that you wish you could take back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so my picks were Hurts, Nico Collins, Hampton, Henderson, Devontae Adams, Xavier Worthy, which I was happy to snipe deadly on there. JJ McCarthy as my second quarterback, Tyler Warren, Addison, Javonte Williams, Coleman, Ferguson, Darnold, Dowdle, Horton. Probably the worst pick has to be Javonte Williams, just purely because he's gross. I wanted Charbonnet, who went 2 picks earlier, and that's sort of all I really wanted. But by that stage, there wasn't a lot there. I didn't want Bill. Eckler I was okay. I was happy with. Thought he might come back. And then I didn't really get another chance to get another because Samson was taken before as well. So, a couple of picks later. So that's probably my worst pick. I've gone young. It's high risk. But, I'm here to risk it. There's a lot of high upside guys. So hopefully we get off to a flyer and can score big.
Yeah, you've got a lot of rookies there, especially in that running back room. So it'll be interesting to see how that one turns out. But if they come out the gate swinging, then it just doesn't matter. And those rookies definitely have the upside to do so. So that was Secko's draft, and Mav at the one here. You've done well. Arguably probably the worst pick of the draft with a 3rd round reversal. Your overall feelings on how you went, followed by your least favorite pick.
Look, overall, I'm not in love with the team. There's a lot of players there that I'm kind of really not out on, but just it's not a sexy pick by any means. So Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, Marvin Harrison, Garrett Wilson, Caleb Johnson, Devonta Smith, Jared Goff, Travis Etienne, Dalton Kincaid, Jerry Jeudy, Trey Benson, Juwan Jennings, Marvin Mims, Roshan Johnson, Kareem Hunt. So it's not a team that I'm sitting here going, yep, I'm loving what I've drafted. There's a lot of safe picks there. There's a lot of teams like there's Marvin Harrison and Garrett Wilson there that have obviously plenty of upside. So if they can explode this year, this team will look a lot better than what it actually looks like on paper. But that's relying on these guys to take that next step in their careers. Look, probably the worst pick that I wasn't really a big fan of was Caleb Johnson. He does scare me a little bit. I don't know when he's going to get going, if he's going to get going at all. He's stuck behind he's stuck in a committee at the moment with no real clear timeline of a start. It could be early. It could be week 2, week 3, week 4. He could start, or it could be week 9, week 10, week 11. By then, if he's starting by week 9, week 10, week 11, then my season's probably done because I'm starting him. So, it relies on Caleb Johnson starting instantly. And if not, then I'm going to have to roll with Travis Etienne, and that's not really the way unless he bounces back. So, bit of a lot of pain there at running back. But if Caleb Johnson does start from the get go and dominates, then this squad should be okay.
I think, Mav, you've done exceptionally well. The Caleb Johnson one, it's a hard pill to swallow, but when all the running backs in a league like this get taken up, you just kind of your hand is forced a little bit. But to get Jared Goff at the 7-12, such big value there was a bit of a tear break. I guess him and Trevor Lawrence were the really two left in that situation. But Goff, we all know what he's got. He's tied to a great offense. Yeah, good value there at the 7-12. And I'll quickly run through mine before we sign us out. CD Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, Chase Brown, Drake May, Tedderell McMillan, Jamison Williams, Tony Pollard, Bryce Young, David Njoku, Michael Pittman, Austin Eckler, Braylon Allen, Tank Bigsby, Joe Flacco, and Cedric Tillman. All in all, pretty happy with this draft. I would have much preferred if I could have got JT there one pick earlier, thanks to Mav for ruining that. I think I'm just getting a little bit too love struck by JT in that situation now, and just how good their offensive line is as well. Trying to pick him up everywhere across all of my dynasties. But looking at it, the pretty balanced team. I wish I probably would have punted Njoku purely because I could have got Cole Pitts in the at the back end of the 12th round. So just to have that option there, I could have probably kicked the can down a little bit further down the road. And maybe even Bryce Young. It looks a little gross looking at him at 8-12. I probably could have gave him the miss and maybe even just punted for Geno Smith. I don't think there'll be too big of a difference between those guys, but that will do us here for an inaugural Insight Creators Championship League. As I did mention, we will be having little segments throughout the season, just kind of seeing what's going on with the league and a few updates on that respect. So make sure you're staying tuned with that as well. And also another big shout out to NFL Helmets Down Under, who will be helping supply a mini custom NFL helmet for the winner of this league and also the winner of our Insight Unlimited League on SuperCoach, which we'll be plugging again, no doubt, come next week. If you missed our previous shows, links are in the description below. Secko, before we head on out, final thoughts here for the redraft league here.
Yeah, mate, it was good. It's good to draft against the boys, you guys as always, and the other Insight guys. There's a lot of sniping going on, which we always love, and like it's a bit of fun. This league will be a bit of fun, as you mentioned, Mull. We'll mention it. We'll have segments on it. We'll talk about it a lot in our Insight sort of chats and stuff. So it's going to be a bit of fun and keep going year after year. But I'm happy enough. It's a young team. If some things hit, I'll be in good stead. If the rookies aren't quite up to speed early, I might be in a massive hole and season over. But we'll see.
Yeah, I can picture a whole lot of trades happening. I wouldn't be surprised if by in the morning there's one gone through. Mav, could one of those trades be from you? I know you hate answering my trades, so I'm at the point where I won't even send you trades anymore, which just breaks my heart because I like to send you that notey. But final thoughts here from you before we close this thing out.
Look, round 3 reversal in leagues suck. Don't recommend. So that can probably go. But all in all, it was good fun. It was good fun drafting. There's a few horse there. It's in big trouble there with the double auto picker, Rashid Rice and Quick John Junkins. So that was always going to be funny to see how he can sort of recover from that, because that's right. Those 2 picks there, I think, is where your draft is either won or lost. Round 6, round 7, it's crucial, and he's got 2 guys that probably won't play for at least 7 weeks. But good fun. It was good fun. The banter in the chat will definitely be popping off in the next sort of 5-10 minutes, and looking forward to kicking this league off and getting it going.
I love it. There you have it. Thanks all for tuning in. Again, this is the Insight NFL podcast, and we'll be back again very soon. Thank you very much. See you all later.